Hello everyone, I just got my hands on Cubase 10, so I thought I'd do this little video and just showcase it off a little bit. I've actually only been playing around with it for about half an hour or so, and so far I quite like it. There's a couple of new features from version 9. Just keep in mind though, the version that I use is Cubase Elements, which is the cheapest version of Cubase. It doesn't come with every single thing, but I will be going through some of the features that the other versions have in a little bit. So yeah, I'll just load up one of my tracks. This is the first screen that you see when you start it up. It's the project hub, and it's got all your tracks and stuff. It's pretty similar to Cubase 9 and some of the earlier versions of Cubase. It still saved all of my templates from the older versions, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I'll just load up this song and let's see. Some of the features that I've read up are it's got improved performance. I don't know how they've improved it exactly, but it does seem to load up a little bit faster. And also it seems to run a little bit faster as well, because normally when I'm recording this microphone and Cubase at the same time, it's pretty hard to record because you can't actually record a microphone separate away from Cubase. Normally you have to go through a separate tool to do it. It's pretty complicated. I don't know why, but yeah, I think Cubase takes full control of Windows audio, so when you're trying to record with OBS, it's a nightmare. And normally I get this like crackling, which you probably heard on some of my earlier videos, but it doesn't seem to be happening on this one. Maybe it has, I don't know. I've only tested it briefly, but it seems to work fine with Cubase 10. So anyway, yeah, this is the screen that you see when you load up Cubase 10. Some differences graphically. It's more darker interface. You've got like these buttons at the top, which look different to the earlier versions. And also this, when you're using automation like this, on the earlier versions you just saw that line, whereas they've sort of shaded the underneath of it a different colour, which helps to see. It's a lot more visual. You can see it a lot better. I quite like that little touch. It's good. Some other things. Let's put this out. This is the track inspector. That's pretty much the same as earlier versions. I'll load up the mixer. This is pretty much the same as well. I like the darker look though. It looks really nice. Every time I have an option between light and dark interfaces, I always choose the dark one. I just think it's a lot easier on the eyes. Like this channel settings window's changed a bit. You've now got these channel strips where you can just quickly add things in, like saturator. Just click on that and there you go, saturation done. You've got the equalizer still, and these have gone a little bit smaller. Also, all of my effects and VSTs have been grouped. So I used to have these little folders like this, and then I used to have a load of other ones at the bottom which hadn't been put into a folder, and they've all just randomly gone into this other folder, which I quite like. It just makes it look a lot neater. So yeah, that's the mixer. It's pretty much the same. Let's have a look at the editor window. This is pretty much the same. I can't really see anything new on this one, but the colours are a lot better. If I just draw some stuff in, you can see. Actually, I'll play it in. It's gonna sound a bit rubbish, but it's just to see the visual side of it. Trying to play loud and soft. There we go, let's have a look what that looks like. So you got the different colours. It's pretty similar to the other versions, I suppose. Right, what else can we talk about? This studio thing at the top, can't remember what it was called on the earlier version, but you've now got this studio setup instead of device setup, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's got the same windows, the same interface, all the same stuff, but it's now called studio setup. Yeah, I'm really liking the look of it though. It looks really nice. It's just easy on the eyes. Alright, let's get into some of the new features. I'll just load up the internet. This is the Cubase website. Let's go from the top. Some of these features are only available on the more expensive version. This Very Audio thing, it's if you ever use Melodyne, the auto tuning software, then it's quite similar to that. You can pitch things correctly, and it's pretty easy to use. That comes with the Pro version of it. Audio alignment, that's a pretty useful tool. So if you have, say, multiple takes of the same part, you can just click the button and it'll just align them based on the waveform. And that's only available in the Pro version as well. The channel strip has been revised. That's the thing I was talking about in the channel window, where you can just quickly add things like saturation and DS's and things like that, and a bit of EQ. That's available on all versions. The groove agent's been redone. That's in all versions. I've not actually tried that yet. I might have to have a go at that. Mix console snapshots. Now, I was actually looking out for this on the Elements version, but I couldn't find it, and it says it's only on the Pro one. But you can basically take snapshots of your mix console, and you can say like you want to experiment with something, but you don't want to change your settings on the mixer. You can just save a snapshot, and then you can mess about with it as much as you want, and then you can just reload that snapshot, and all your settings are back to normal. That's a very useful thing to have. I don't actually know why they haven't put that on earlier versions. It seems a necessity. Yeah, we've got more loops and sound effects and stuff like that. To be honest, I never use any of them loops, but I can see them being quite popular with like electronic music and hip hop and things like that. It now supports MPE, or MPE supports multi-dimensional controllers. I think that's looking towards the future. That's available on the Pro version and the Artist version. Steinberg Virtual Reality Production. So you can basically have your mixer in virtual reality. How mental is that? That might be opening the door to like using apps and things with Cubase. I don't know. Maybe developers can start developing apps for Cubase. Who knows? Oh, this hasn't loaded up properly. Supports for 32-bit Integer and 64-bit float audio formats. I had a quick read up on this, and it now supports the AAF format, which people have been asking for so long. And yeah, Cubase 10 now supports that. And this is just like highlighting some of the other things. Destroyer, that's like a virtual instrument thing, I think. Let's have a read. Add everything from subtle analog warmth to searing heat for mixes and individual instruments. Okay, so it sounds like a distortion plugin or something like that. I saw a picture of that and it looked good. All the graphics have been massively upgraded. In fact, I'll show you something really quickly that I noticed. I'll just load up the mixer. I always use this mixer rather than the other one. This stereo enhancer is the one that comes with Cubase, and I've noticed that the graphics have changed on it. Look at that. Like before, it was just a little tiny window that had the width and delay and things just as little tiny things. Whereas now they've completely overhauled the graphics, and it just looks a lot better. If I play the thing, you can see the width of it as well. What else? Oh, this has changed. Like when you click this button, normally you go straight to that window. It takes you straight to this media window where you can just quickly load things in. So this is like a sort of like a rack unit for effects. I don't know if that was in Cubase 9, but maybe I didn't see it. But now that's the first thing that comes up when you click on that button at the top. The add a instrument screen has also changed slightly. Just looks a little nicer. Where's my mixer again? I'll load up one of the built-in effects, the reverb effect. Where's the reverb? There we go. This is the one that comes with Cubase as well, Roomworks. And that's changed as well. Look at that now. There you go. So yeah, there's some big improvements on it, especially if you're going for the more expensive versions of Cubase 10. The Pro version and the Studio version, they definitely have some big changes to it. So the Very Audio thing is going to be incredible. So yeah, I just thought I'd showcase Cubase 10. It only came out today, so I'm bang on it. I thought I'd get this video out quick while it's fresh. It was a 15GB upgrade from Cubase 9, and that's the Elements version anyway. I'm not quite sure what the other versions are. It took a few hours to download on my crappy internet speed. Yeah, pretty simple download though. It's only £25 to upgrade from Cubase Elements 9 to Cubase Elements 10. So I don't know what that is in dollars, maybe $40, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, if you like this video, click like and subscribe, and I'm definitely going to be checking out some more features of Cubase 10. So subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.